morning to you. It must be 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this beautiful Wednesday, April the 14th, because it's time for another edition of Hardison's. I'm your host, Brandon Hardison. Glad to be with you. We try to give some information in a tip form to all of our brothers and sisters that are in the major market key account up and down the street in home sales, retail sales in general, or automotive sales. So you're getting dressed. I know you're trying to make this day the best because we're almost at the halfway point, 15th being tomorrow. So let's talk about what you should be hearing from many of your guests, including the younger ones. Buying an EV vehicle. Now, the process of buying a vehicle on its own is complex. Highly involved customer decisions. A vehicle is one that's most important when it comes to a purchase still outside someone's home or their condo. Often equally, too many months or too many years of income is to be relatively risked for a couple or an individual striving to ensure that they made a safe decision. And that's why, with this green coming out, EV vehicles, people are starting to become more interested, knowing that the government is going to give them some support, and also, there are more charging stations that are coming. So, in general, customers want vehicles that are affordable, safe, reliable, and comfortable for travel. That's the key word. If we can do this, we can meet more of the practical everyday needs that a family is going through. So, also want you to remember vehicles that meet this demographic has a psychological need. And here's where I'm going. Vehicles can serve as status symbols, and that represents one of the successes for a large group of people in our society, self-image. For all of these reasons, consumers generally will undertake highly intensive research into the options that they have out. So, coming in very hard, starting from about 3 years ago, plug in electric vehicles or PEVs must compete effectively with internal combustion engines. Vehicles and meeting consumers' needs, getting prepared for the future. However, PVEs are still kind of uncertain to the consumer in this multi step, potential, time consuming purchase. So, the very first thing, how is your presence online with your digital way of doing business? If we can find a way to get our dealership to know that this is the wave of the future, it's going to do a lot of good for you and for your team members back at the dealership. I would strongly suggest reading a book called Thinking Fast and Slow. It's written by Daniel Cranens. And in this book, it talks about what we're going through now. New technology changes, EV vehicles, how the consumers perceive EV vehicles. So when you can, get that book. Now, the reason why, there's one chapter, the first chapter, begins with a general discussion of the different models that will be coming out starting 2022, 2023, 2024, and the impact on society and government since we're talking about infrastructure. There's got to be a disruptor where we can get these charging stations everywhere. But if you can get yourself knowledgeable on PEV vehicles, get your dealership's website up to speed so we can transact business and still move forward with this new class of buyers. And let's read up on what people, experts, have already done the legwork. The recommendations for addressing consumers' perceptions or misperceptions lie in your ability to be a professional, to listen, hear their pain, what they're trying to do, and then you'll be in better position to offer a solution. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with another Hardison's tip on this beautiful Wednesday, April the 14th. As always, in parting, you go out and you make it a champion day.